Hi, my name is Anna and welcome back to my channel. We are going to be doing something a little bit different today. I have been seeing a lot of videos of people going through like their Goodreads TBR, basically cleaning it up and getting rid of books that they are probably not going to get to. Granted, a lot of the people that I was watching have like over 1,000 books on their TBR. I think I have actually cleaned up my Goodreads a few times in the past, so I think I am down to maybe 150, probably less than that. While that's not totally unreasonable, I do feel like if I can get it down to like 50 books, that would make a lot more sense. Just because I am often adding new books on there, the old books just kind of get pushed back. They're less priority. I tend to prioritize newer books that are coming out lately anyway, or authors that I have read from before. So there are a lot of books on this list right now that I am probably never going to get to, and they're just kind of sitting there. And so I just want to clean it up. I just want to organize it. I like to organize stuff anyway, so this sounds like a good time to me. Something that I was also thinking about doing that I may do in another video, I want to create different shelves to organize the books that are on my TBR list. Maybe in the future I will do that. I don't know. Today we're just going to go through and see what books I can take off of my list. So let's go ahead and get started. I have this set for the earliest books added. Why is this a 2? Skip 7. What is the reason? Okay. Well, let's just start with the first one. Okay, Finding God in the Waves, How I Lost My Faith and Found It Again Through Science. I love stories like this. I don't know why I haven't picked this one up yet. Books like this are so interesting to me. I haven't tried to pick one up recently, so I will have to actually make an effort to read any of the nonfiction that are on my list right now, but I'm gonna hold on to this one for a little bit longer. Okay, Pachinko, is that how you say it? Pachinko? This has been on here forever, and I don't know why I haven't read it yet. It has such a good star rating too. I know this is so weird, but I love books that are like really long books. Like if I go into a store and I see just like a really chunky book, I want to read that book. And so I think that was I mean, obviously the story itself sounds really interesting, but when I saw it in the store, that was something that really caught my attention, was how long this book was. So this is staying on here. I will read it eventually. This is one that I actually do want to purchase. I typically don't immediately buy books unless I think that I really think that I'm going to enjoy it, and that is one that I think would probably be at least a 4-star. That is my prediction with that one. So that's staying on here. I can't believe I put it on here in 2018 and I still haven't gotten to it. That's really wild to me. Into the Water. Okay, I think I had talked about this one in my like TBR cart tour. I own this book, but I don't know if I am actually going to read it. I may unhaul this, and I may actually do a video where I'm unhauling books, because there are a few I think I could get rid of. And I also have a whole stack of books that I am going to donate. And we have a few little free libraries in the town that I live in. And so I think I may possibly at some time go stop at those little free libraries and drop off some of those books. So this one may actually end up in that pile, but for right now, I think I'm gonna leave it. I read another book by this author. Oh, I read The Girl on the Train. Okay, I did like that. I rated it 4 stars. So I think that's how Into the Water ended up on here, was because I wanted to read another book by her. Sorry if my computer is really loud. It struggles. It's like 9 years old. So we're gonna go with it. The Tea Girl of Hummingbird Lane. This is another one that I am expecting to be at least a 4-star. So I am gonna leave it on here. Again, I don't know why I haven't come back to some of these. And I think part of the reason is there have been long series that I've been in the middle of, which I think I mentioned in my last video. And then I've also been reading like newer books that have been coming out. And so see, some of these have just been pushed to the back, and I don't know why, because I feel like I would really enjoy them. Her Pretty Face, again, this is another one that's on that I actually own. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. And I can't remember if I read something else by this author. I have not. Oh, okay, this is the one that's about the mom that doesn't fit in, or feels like she doesn't fit in. And then she meets a mom who's like the total opposite of her. Okay, maybe I do want to read this one. Okay, this one's staying for sure. Everything I Never Told You. This I may take off. It doesn't have a bad star rating, but Lydia is the favorite child of Marilyn and James Lee, a girl who inherited her mother's bright blue eyes and her father's jet black hair. Oh, when Lydia's body is found in the local lake, James is consumed by guilt. Okay, I don't like reading anything that has to do with like children being harmed. I think I'm gonna take this one off. Okay. There goes one. Oh, I guess I should have started with this. My want to read list is at 109. So it was at 110. That's where we started. Which honestly isn't that bad. I could probably get rid of 50 books on here. What Alice Forgot. Alice is 29. She adores sleep, chocolate, and her ramshackle new house. She's newly engaged to a wonderful Nick and is pregnant with her first baby. That was 10 years ago. Oh, okay, so she has 10 years of amnesia. I don't know, this doesn't sound as interesting to me as it did before. I think I might take this one off, because this is not going to be a top priority one for me, so let's just remove that one. The Book of Essie, I don't remember if I bought this on my Kindle, but I remember when this came out. And I really wanted to read it, and I think I actually picked it up. I had it from the library, and for some reason I didn't get to it, and then I never came back to it. No, I do remember. Okay, when I had picked this book up, I think I had recently had a miscarriage, and this book was hard for me to read at that time, because I believe this is a book about a girl who discovers she's pregnant. Yes, discovers that Essie is pregnant. She arranges for an emergency meeting with the show's producers. They sneak Essie out of the country for an abortion. Do they pass the child off? Yeah, I think the timing was just bad when I picked this up, and so I never came back to it. I might take this off of my TBR if I don't already own it on my Kindle, but I think I do. Either that or I borrowed it on my Kindle from the library. Anyway, but I have seen it on my Kindle, so I don't know if I own it. Maybe I will leave that for now because I'm not sure. A Place for Us. I think I will actually be getting rid of this one. I don't think I'm going to come back to it. This is one that I had started, and it was feeling so character driven. There wasn't like a lot of plot that was happening at the time. Granted, I only read like the first 2 chapters, but it didn't hold my interest enough to continue it. And I'm thinking I probably am not going to be interested enough to go back to it. So I may actually donate this one. So this has been on here since 2018. Why are some of these hard to get rid of? I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this one off. I will be unhauling that. It's a new day. I think this is just how things are gonna go. Really, my time to do this is while my son naps. So if he wakes up, and I have to stop, and that's okay. So let's see. I had left off with You Were Made for This. I think I might take this off. Let me see what else this author has written. Oh, The Couple Next Door. That's right. Okay, I remember. I was talking about this. I don't think I've read that. Right, so I don't think I really have any interest in any of the other books that she's written either. So I think what I'm going to do is probably take that one off. The Reason for God, Belief in an Age of Skepticism. So I do want to read some books by Timothy Keller, and so I think I'm going to leave that for now. It's probably not going to be top of my list, but I do have a few books, I think, from him that I do want to read. So I think for now I'll leave that one on here. All These Beautiful Strangers. I have been a little pickier with my thrillers, and I think I'm probably going to start looking more into some of the content that's in these. It sounds actually really similar to something else that I've read, so I think I'm gonna take that one off. Tear Me Apart. Oh, this one has pretty high ratings, actually. This one sounds kind of interesting, and the high ratings have me kind of interested. What else has this author written? Oh, okay, yes. Very Bad Things, One of Us, Lie to Me. Okay, I haven't read anything by this author, but I do keep seeing her, and so I think I might leave that one on here for now. The Great Divorce, The Problem of Pain, The Four Loves, Screwtape Letters. I love C.S. Lewis, and I absolutely want to read all of these books at some point, so I'm gonna leave those for sure. Mare? Oh, this is a Christian fiction. Oh, in Ireland. Oh, that actually sounds really good. Okay, I'm gonna leave this on here, and it has pretty good ratings. And I have been wanting to add more Christian fiction back into my reading this year, so let's go ahead and leave that one. The Captain's Daughter. See, Maine is so fascinating to me. I would love to visit Maine, and so books set in Maine just draw me in. Same thing with Alaska. Fans of Ellen Hilderbrand. So I actually I read I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a Christmas book by her this past Christmas, and I did not like it. And I had read another book by her years ago. It was one of her summary books, and I think I liked it. I had kept it on my shelf for a long time. I think I may have taken it off. I don't know, maybe it's still on there. So really, I don't know how much I actually like her books or her writing. Emma Straub, did I read one of her books, or is that also on my TBR? I feel like she's gonna pop up on here. This one actually sounds pretty good. I think I'm gonna leave this. It sounds like it would be a cute summer read, but it sounds like it also has some depth to it, so I'm gonna hold on to that one. The Heart's Invisible Furies, I believe I have kept this one on here because it sounds good. Oh my gosh, look at those ratings too. That's really good. It sounds good. I don't know if it's something that I'm gonna pick up anytime soon. So I'm debating on whether or not to get rid of that one, but let's come back to it. If I can't get down to like 50 books, I may go back and just kind of get rid of some of these that I'm like, not super interested, not at the top of my list right now. I love Kristen Hanna. This sounds very sad though. And I mean, aren't all of her books, I guess, but I think I might temporarily take this one off, but I have every intention of going back and reading all of Kristen Hanna's backlist. So that's, I mean, probably going to end up back on here at some point. Heartbreak Bay. So I was reading all of the Stillhouse Lake books, but I believe it was this book, the fifth one, that my husband said has something to do with children in it that I may not want to read. And at the moment, I don't have any intention of finishing that series, though I loved the first few books, especially the first one. That was probably one of my favorite thrillers. But I think for now, I'm going to take this off just because it's really not something that I feel like I want to read right now. Ask Again, Yes. This has definitely been on my list for a long time. That still sounds good. I'm gonna keep that one on there. American Dirt, I do intend to read this. This I actually own, and it has been sitting on my TBR for a while. This has been on my list since 2020, so I'm gonna keep that one. 172 Hours on the Moon. I think this is actually a YA. It is. I don't really reach for young adult anymore. It really has to grip me. Typically, if it's a series that I have read as a child or as a young adult, For example, The Hunger Games, I will continue to read whatever books she puts out related to that series, but I just don't really reach for young adult. And so I think if there's really any YA on here, I'm probably going to take those off. I don't think I have a lot because I haven't really been interested in YA for a long time. Okay, moving on. An Unhurried Life, Following Jesus' Rhythms of Work and Rest. An Unhurried Life, that sounds really familiar. I think I'm gonna keep that. Books like that have to be really in-depth. They almost have to just have like a lot of like dense content that takes a while for me to get through because there's just so much good stuff in it. If it's too like surface level, I don't typically love those. So I may have to go back for some of these nonfiction, read through the reviews and see if that's kind of what's happening. But for now, I'll leave that one. Dear Edward, this one I think I might take off. It does sound good, but I don't think it's one that I'm going to be reaching for anytime soon. And to this day, I still see it places. I see it in the library. I see it in the stores. So if I decide to come back to it, I will definitely add that. Jesus Through Middle Eastern Eyes. This sounds really good and the ratings are fantastic. So I'm going to leave that. The Meaning of Marriage. This was another one by Timothy Keller that I wanted to read. I feel like I would reach for this one first before any of his other books because this is a really popular one. Fly Away. I read Firefly Lane, loved it. It was very sad, and so I could not pick up Fly Away right afterwards. So it has been a while since I've read Firefly Lane, but I do intend to read the second one. The Shadow of the Wind. Why does this kind of remind me of, I don't want to say the wrong book. Hold on, let me see. I am so bad at remembering the names of books, but this is reminding me of another one that I had tried and it was a classic and I just could not get through it. I didn't enjoy it. I ended up DNFing it. So I don't, I'm going to say no. Let's take that one off. The Weight of Glory I will leave on there. Again, pretty much anything by C.S. Lewis is going to stay on here. Safe in the Arms of God, Truth from Heaven About the Death of a Child. I am going to leave this one on here. I don't think I mentioned this previously in any of my videos, but we did actually lose a child. Our daughter passed away when she was almost 4 months old, and that's a whole other story. But because of that, that's actually why that's on here, and I do intend to read it at some point. Mama Bear Apologetics. I actually own this. My husband got it for me for... was it Mother's Day one year? And I do intend on reading it, so that's going to stay. God Has a Name by John Mark Comer. I believe I really liked his sermons. What is this book about? Hold on. I think I might take this one off for now. I haven't really been taking off any of my nonfiction, and I feel like I kind of need to take off a few of them, so that one's not really at the top of my list anyway. All Her Little Secrets. I think at one point I had said that I was going to probably not read this. I'm gonna pass on this one. It also doesn't have super high ratings, which I know a lot of thrillers don't. It seems to be kind of hard to find a thriller that has higher ratings, but that's okay. Okay, Watching You. Oh, Lisa Jewell. Oh, she wrote None of This Is True. Okay, I did like this one, and I do intend to read some of her other books. What is this one about? I'm gonna take it off for now. I definitely want to read more of her books though, because I did enjoy None of This Is True. Still Alice. This has been one that sounds like really deep and really probably pretty intense of a book, but also very interesting. I love psychological books, whether it's like a psychological thriller or just psychological fiction. And so this one is going to stay on here. I've actually almost picked this book up from the library a few times, and I just haven't done it. I don't know why. I'm probably going to look for it at like a used bookstore. Moving on, The Resting Place. Oh, that's right. I think I'm gonna pass on this one. That one sounds like it's just gonna give me anxiety. I read a few things about Lisa Barr's books that I'm not sure how I feel, so I think I'm actually going to take her books off. For now, they're just not at the top of my list. They were at one point, but I feel like there was something that I read where some sort of content in her book I kind of try to avoid, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but I know that it kind of put me off a little bit. Okay, so my camera cut me off like 10 minutes ago, so if you don't see my face in the little corner, that's why. We're just gonna keep going. Thankfully, I do stop recording at some point and then come back, so I'll pop back up. Don't worry. Ghosted and the Love of My Life. These have also been on here for a long time, and I think I'm just gonna take those off. Because really, I have had so many chances to pick up these books, and I think I've actually borrowed a few of these. The ones by Lisa Barr and Rosie Walsh from the library a few times, and then never read them. So if I haven't read them yet, am I going to? I don't know. The Second Mrs. Astor, fun fact about me, I love the Titanic. I'm so fascinated with the Titanic, and so I love that there is a book focusing around one of these characters, and so I'm gonna go ahead and keep that on here. I think I actually own this on my Kindle, so yes. Oh, Lauren K. Denton. Okay, so I have multiple books by her. I have been buying all of her books on my Kindle, and I've read a few of them. Love them. I love her writing because they do tend to have some romance in them, but it's not the central focus of any of her books so far that I've read. There's no spice. I really love her books, and if you're looking for books that have a little bit of romance in them but have no spice, I would recommend her books. So I'm gonna keep this on here, even though I would have to look to see what it's actually about. I do intend to eventually read all of her books. I think I've probably read maybe 3 so far, and I'm reading one right now, actually. So let's leave that. The Salt Grows Heavy. What is this? I don't even remember this one at all. It's about a mermaid? No. How did that... At what point in my life did I think I would be interested in that? Okay. Blood Orange. This one sounds more familiar than the other one. Vampires? What was I doing at this time in my life? I'm gonna say no. Oh, it's a dark romance? No. Man, I don't know how those two ended up on there. That doesn't sound like something I would normally reach for. Okay. True Colors, yes. Kristen Hanna, of course, I'm gonna leave that. A Love Letter to Whiskey. Okay, so I know a few people who are also readers, and I think even like online, including a friend of mine, who we have opposite reading tastes. They enjoyed this book, which makes me think I may not. But it sounds good, and I want to leave it on there and maybe give it a try. The funny thing is, I actually found this book at one of the library sales for $1, and I couldn't remember at the time if I actually wanted to read it, and so I just skipped over it, and I don't know why I did that. It is a romance. Oh, Friends to Lovers, Contemporary Romance, Second Chance, Slow Burn. Okay. I don't usually reach for romance anyway, so I think I'm going to remove this for now. Severance. I think this one sounded weird. I keep thinking that this is what the TV show Severance is based off of. If you haven't seen it, it's on Apple TV. And love that show. Love it. But this is not at all related, I don't think. But every time I see this, I think there's some connection, and I'm pretty sure there's not actually a connection. No, this is totally not related whatsoever. I think I'm gonna take this off. I'm actually surprised with how many I've been able to get rid of so far. How many books am I at? 88 books. Okay, I'm doing pretty good. The funny thing is, though, I'm pretty sure there are actually more books that I want to read that I haven't added to my Goodreads. So The Light Pirate, I think I might take this one off. I do love dystopian novels, but, oh, and it's magical realism and fantasy. This actually sounds good. I think I'm gonna leave this one. I don't know where I heard of that, so that's kind of interesting that that's there. Okay, paper names. I think I just have so many like really deep, heavy topic books on my list that I am quicker right now to get rid of some of these than I normally would be. And I think just because I'm going through so many of them right now at one time, that probably has something to do with it. Okay, Gentleman in Moscow. I do actually have this book, and so I'm gonna hold on to this. The People We Keep. Oh, it's about a songwriter. I don't usually care for books that are like music related, which is funny because I actually grew up playing music. I can play the piano. I played the clarinet. I have tried like a dozen different instruments. It was something that I did a lot growing up, and I still enjoy playing the piano, but for some reason I just have no interest in reading books revolving around music, and I have no interest in watching movies that revolve around like musicians or things like that. It just doesn't draw me in. So I am gonna take that one off. I don't know why this just happened. Why is this way up here? I'm gonna take off still Trapper Road. Same reason. I'm probably just not going to, I don't have any intention of finishing the Stillhouse Lake series right now, so I'm gonna remove that one. Shanghai Girls. Oh, Lisa C. So I think I actually have a few of her books that I want to read. I don't know that this one is top of my list, but it's a historical fiction, which usually I love. Interesting. Okay, I think I might hold on to that. Like I said, I do have other books by her that I think are on this list. The Hanging City. Oh, this is a romantasy. It's adult though. That actually sounds kind of good, and I wouldn't mind reading another fantasy, so I think I'm gonna hold on to that one actually. To Die For. Pretty high for a thriller, actually. Let's see. Why are all these thrillers starting to sound the same? I think I'm gonna take that off. Okay, the last one. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I am going to keep that one on here, even though the reviews aren't great. It sounds pretty good. Mad Honey I do want to read, and I think that's actually more close to the top of my list. I keep coming back to it, and I keep wanting to reach for it, and I just haven't done it yet. But yes, that is staying on here. The Weight of Ink. I feel like this is something I would probably like, but I don't feel particularly interested in it at the moment. The Frozen River, I do know that I want to read this one. I believe I read the synopsis not that long ago and was still interested, so I'm going to hold on to that. This is staying. This is staying. The Collected Regrets of Clover. A Death Doula. I did like The Midnight Library and Eleanor Oliphant. It has this on here twice. I just realized this is starting over again. Okay. Do I want to read about that? Just a book about death? It sounds kind of depressing, but it has good reviews. I'll hold on to it for now. Oh, Banyan Moon. Is that how you say that? I think I might pass on this one. I'm not sure why. Just some of these books just aren't sounding really great to me at the moment, but I feel like maybe on another day they would sound better. The Singing Trees I think I have on my Kindle, and I think I plan to read it. Praying the Bible. I remember this sounded good. I think I'm going to hold on to that one. Suffering is Never for Nothing. I do want to read something by Elizabeth Elliot. I haven't read anything by her, and I would like to, so I think I'm going to hold on to that. Rock, Paper, Scissors. Scotland. Clearly, locations draw me in. Oh, another one about face blindness. What else has she written? Hold on, let's see. Daisy Darker sounds familiar. I might leave that for now. I tend to like domestic thrillers, and I like books that something happens when they're traveling. I like thrillers that happen like during travel. I don't know. So I'm gonna leave that for now. This is another Lisa C book that I would like to read. I knew more of her books were on here. There might be a third one. I'm not sure, but I knew there was at least two. So yes, that's staying. Soul Care, Finding Life-Giving Rhythms, Life Restored, Avoid Burnout, Discover Unspeakable Joy. This might be one of those ones that's not quite deep enough for me. Oh, Clinical Psychology. I love when books mix scripture and psychology. I'm so fascinated by that. Okay, I'll leave that for now. 800 Grapes. This, I think we're starting to get into the books that I have added more recently. I think, was this in 2024. So I feel like a lot of these are probably gonna stay on here. Ooh, that sounds good. Okay, that's gonna stay. I'm actually surprised that it has low ratings because I don't know, just the synopsis sounds really good. The Night Circus. I think this is actually YA. This is one of the few that I added on here. Oh, you know what? Did she write The Starless Sea? I loved The Starless Sea. I think I am gonna keep The Night Circus on here just because I love The Starless Sea and I would like to read another book by her. And I have been hearing that The Night Circus is really good. The only one left, I want to read more Riley Sager. I think actually in one of my other videos I had mentioned that I had like 3 books by him. Fun fact, I never got to them. Some things had been happening over the last few months, and there was actually an entire month, I think it was the month of April, I did not read a single book. So whatever I had from the library just went back. But I think I did borrow the only one left, and I did not read it, but I intend to read more of his books. I only read 1 so far. Okay, this is my 3rd day working on this, so hopefully I can get through it this time. I only have a little bit left, and I think a lot of these are probably staying because I have added them within the last year. Okay, so Demon Copperhead I am keeping on here. I have been trying to find a very specific copy of this one. I love just like the little tiny books. Are they like the mass market paperback? For some reason, I just love tiny books, and so I'm trying to find this book specifically in that version. I think I've seen it like 1 time. Once I do find it, I do plan on buying that. The Unmaking of June Farrow, I'm keeping that. I actually own this book. It is on my TBR cart. The God of the Woods, this is staying on here. I read the synopsis again not that long ago, and it still sounded really good to me, so I'm holding on to that one. The Housemaid. I think I had mentioned this in my last video. I own this. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually like it. I believe it has some infidelity in it, which I don't like. I don't know. I don't like reading about that. So I may or may not finish it, but I think I'm going to try to read it and see. Dance of Thieves. This one I think is actually is this YA? It is. And this is one of the few YA that I added on here, and I still feel interested in it. Not super excited about the romance part, but the fantasy sounds fun. So I think I'm going to give that one a try. The Covenant of Water. I actually found this one at Target. Like, I was just walking around and I saw it there and picked it up because it's like this massive book. Never heard of it before. I don't think I've seen anybody talk about this. I read the synopsis, kind of read the first like page when I was standing there in the store, and it sounds good. I have been actually very much looking forward to reading this one, but I have been waiting for the paperback to come out, and the paperback is out now, but it is more expensive than the hardcover at the moment, and so I'm waiting for that price to drop a little bit more before I pick it up. I prefer paperbacks, so I am going to get that one as soon as that price comes down a little more. First Lie Wins. What is this one? What? I'm gonna keep that on there. I'm not even really sure I totally understood that. I think I read it too fast, but it sounds interesting, so I'm gonna hold on to it. The Life Impossible. I have this on here because he wrote The Midnight Library, I think. Oh, the ratings aren't actually that high. He wrote The Midnight Library, and I read that and enjoyed it. I apparently gave it 3 stars. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I wonder why I rated it so low. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep that on there. That's kind of funny. I thought that I liked The Midnight Library a little bit more than what I rated it on here, but clearly I liked it enough to want to read one of his other books, so I'm gonna hold on to that. A Sea of Unspoken Things also sounds good. I still haven't read... What was the other book that she wrote? The Unmaking of June Farrow. Yeah, I haven't read that one yet, and so obviously I'm going to read that one first and make sure that I like her writing and everything. As long as I do, that one is going to stay too. The Night We Lost Him. So Laura Dave wrote The Last Thing He Told Me, and I did like that one. Gave that a 4 stars. So I do plan on reading that. The Way of Kings, I bought this one, I had mentioned, because my husband and I both enjoy fantasy, and I have heard that it's a lot of world building in the first book, and that's totally okay with me. I love the world building part of fantasy novels, so I'm looking forward to getting to that, but I definitely have to be in a headspace for it, because I think it's like 1,000 pages or something. Yeah, it's 1,000 pages, 1,007 pages. I have to be ready to commit to that book before I start it. Okay, Comfort and Joy. I think I added this just because it's by Kristen Hanna and it's a wintery book, and I was trying to find some like winter reads at the time. Oh yeah, I added it in December of last year. That's why that's on here, and I would love to get to that this Christmas, this winter. Same with Winter Garden. Fawn. This one I don't... This is another YA, actually, I believe. It literally only says fantasy on here. Yeah, I do believe this is YA though, and I think it does actually sound good. So I'm gonna keep that one. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to get rid of really any of the most recent ones that I've added on here. With a Vengeance, yeah, I want to read another Riley Sager. Did I already mention this one? No, I mentioned another one by him, but this is his newest book. Kill for Me, Kill for You. Okay, this one I think I might take off, although it has high ratings for a thriller. I think I might actually remove that one. The only reason that I kind of want to keep it on here is just because it's a 4.15, and that feels high for a thriller, because most thrillers I feel like it's hard to find ones that are over 4 stars. So maybe I'll keep it for now. I don't know. Murder on the Orient Express, and then there were none. So I was hearing good things about Agatha Christie, and I actually bought one of these books, I think, and then there were none. I think I bought that one for my mom for Christmas, and she read it and enjoyed it, and she let me borrow it. And I haven't gotten to it yet, but it sounds like a good one. It has high ratings. I think it's Agatha Christie's highest rated book, and so I wanted to start with that one. I'm curious if I'll like her writing. If I do, then obviously Murder on the Orient Express is going to stay on here as well, but we will see. Okay, The Will of the Many. I have been hearing the most amazing things about this book. I fully plan to read this. This, I think, is probably being bumped up on my list, and I am going to want to pick it up sooner rather than later. I might actually have to see if my library has this so that I could read it soon. If We Were Villains, dark academia, thriller. That one still sounds good. I think I'm gonna hold on to that. Dawn's Prelude. This is, so Tracy Peterson is a Christian fiction author that I have been wanting to try, so this is going to stay on here. Land of Silence I purchased, and this is another Christian fiction. Love Amid the Ashes, this is also another Christian fiction author that I wanted to try out. So all 3 of these will stay. Where Darkness Dwells. Oh, this is a Christian fantasy. That's why I added this. I wanted to try a Christian fantasy. Counted with the Stars, A Light on the Hill. So again, another Christian fiction author that I am going to try out. I'm not sure which one of these I will pick up first, but yes, these are staying on my list. Where the Lost Wander. I think I have this one on my Kindle, actually. I can't remember if this was an Amazon First Reads. I can't remember, but this is on my Kindle, so I'm going to keep that on there. Gentle and Lowly, The Heart of Christ for Sinners and Sufferers. Did I have this on here previously? Was this one of the ones that I already had? It's so hard because Goodreads, if you click on like a different edition, then it shows that you don't have it on your list already. And so I had so many multiples of the same book. Oh, like, see, with a Vengeance, I already had that on here, so that one's gonna come off. I don't think I had this one on here already. I'm gonna keep it because I do want to read that, but I'll have to go back and check if that was one that we've already gone through. Secondary target. This is another Christian fiction. Is this a fantasy? No, it's just a Christian fiction. So I will hold on to that. I have been searching for more Christian fiction, and so I'm glad that I added all these. I didn't realize I had so many. I think Resistance, I think this is actually another one. This is a Christian fantasy, so that'll stay. Recorder, I think this is also, oh, this is Christian sci-fi. Okay, so that one will stay on here. Okay, Darling Girls, this is a thriller, I believe it is. That one sounds good. I'm gonna keep that on here. And the last one is A Darker Shade of Magic, which I just added. Okay, that's my list. Let's see. I am down to 81 books. So I went from 110 to 81. That is not as few as I wanted it to be, but it's definitely better than it was. Okay, it's a great start. I may go back through and get rid of more. I still definitely have so many on my TBR cart that I need to get to, and I don't even think all of them are on here. This list is actually probably longer than 81 books, but that is okay. It has at least cleared up a little bit. I think I might possibly go back and do another video where I'm organizing all of these books and the ones that I have read, just kind of maybe organizing like my shelves. We'll see. Let me know if you enjoyed this, and if that's something that you would like to see, then I can do that. But otherwise, until then, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sticking around. If you stuck around for this entire video, that is so great. Let me know if there are any books that I took off that I should not have taken off, or if there are books that I did not take off and I probably should. So thank you for being here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!